hey, I don't make the rules. Whatever. This is number 69.
We've reached 69.
Right. I got loads to talk about today. I hope you come along for the ride.
This week, as you can see, who's listening, you go on YouTube. We're usually in a studio. Mitch has actually spent the entire week's budget on a autograph tour of Scunthorpe and the surrounding areas. So we haven't got a budget, so we're out of the studio.
I stayed in some lovely hotels though. It was great.
Yeah.
Saw lots of the UK. Scunthorpe's great.
Nice.
Especially when you're at a
So,
top-class hotel.
We're just going to go to
Winners.
We're just going to go to this
Boston
week's.
Regis. Sorry.
We know, yeah. We're going to go to this week's sponsor, who pays the. Oh, we haven't got one.
We haven't got a sponsor this week.
We haven't got a sponsor this week because
So if you are interested in sponsoring the show,
one.
DM us, message us, leave it in comments because we could really do with some sponsorship.
We need sponsor. So, yeah, 69.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mitch's Corner.
What does that mean?
Wait, you're wrong.
I think you should start each week now with a
So that's
just a
69.
random
Have
line.
you got a pen?
So I put the bubble out over her and she was fine. 70.
Right, ready?
And no one saw me.
Arsenal, Chelsea.
Malada.
Oh, great. That'd be brilliant.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
And then I flipped it over. And then,
Arsenal, Chelsea. Arsenal, Chelsea.
yeah, okay.
Okay, it's
Why
an
not?
interesting game, this one, because I think it's come at the wrong time for both clubs.
Why for Chelsea?
They've been on the slip a little bit.
Nah, that Louis stringing balls through is fine.
I'd argue, compared to early promise, I don't think
And
Chelsea have been
and
anywhere near
Hazard,
the
sorry,
same level.
there's no dip in Hazard's form.
Oh,
It's
he's-
just consistent.
Equal amount of assists.
That
as
was
anyone in
was
the
Yeah.
sport.
spectacular.
They're not,
last
I
week.
don't know, I think that Chelsea have, I still think they're not that fluid at the moment.
They've dropped.
They definitely
considering-
drop. I'm going with, I see what Luke's saying here.
I
They've
think
dropped
from
off.
early promise, when we were all saying, literally, we were saying, everyone thinking Man City and Liverpool, no one thought Chelsea, and they're title contenders this season. I think that's dropped off quite
Yeah,
a bit.
so they're Arsenal.
Yeah. And
So-
Arsenal, this is exactly it. I think they've both dropped off, and they've dropped off at the same time. That's the drop-off motion.
I think what happened a lot's been made of the fact that Chelsea don't have a real potent kind of out-and-out striker. Hazard's been playing up top. Morata kind of does it in fits and starts.
Erratic.
Yeah, and I think what was happening, particularly looking in the Newcastle game on the weekend, Hazard was coming a lot deeper first half. He started to have much more impact when he wasn't coming so deep to pick up the ball, was playing a bit further up the field. But obviously you also lose that creativity that he brings when he's got someone who he can feed and play balls into and run off and so on. So it's one of those where it doesn't look like, Sarri doesn't seem, he backs the system he plays, he backs the fact that Hazard's been playing up there and Giroud occasionally is coming in. It'll be interesting to see whether they do go to the market for a striker, but I do think
today, isn't there? It's
Yeah.
not about this. It's,
I do think they look short at the moment, and they drew home Southampton. They struggled there. They just Newcastle.
yeah, they just
They did
enough.
They didn't kill them off, but they did enough. But they're not looking that impressive.
But they won though, yeah?
They won.
They won? Williams' goal was good.
Williams' goal was
On
great.
him.
Williams'
It was
goal was
great.
the news today is that it looks as though they want to bring Gonzalo Higuain in from Juventus. I know he's at AC, but it's Juventus.
Would you swap Higuain for Morata straight?
Well, it looks like Morata's going to Atletico, where he started his career, because everyone has said about the Real Madrid link.
Yeah.
But he started his career at Atletico, and it looks like he's going there, and it looks like Chelsea are bringing in Higuain on loan. So essentially what they're going to be doing is buying out AC Milan's loan deal. So just buying them out of it, saying, look, we'll take him, because it's, I've forgotten, what's the manager of AC Milan's name? Gattuso. Gattuso.
Yeah.
It escaped me then. He said he's come out and said, he's told me he wants to leave. He doesn't want to be at AC anymore.
Imagine walking in saying to Gattuso,
I don't want to be here anymore. And he actually,
Would
I don't
you
want to be
there.
No, I don't want to be.
Legend.
He doesn't look in good physical condition at the minute, Higuain.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you surprised by that? Part of that, you said that with a straight face. Then I'm sorry. Like,
he doesn't look in. It's
what does that mean?
it's. You watch it. He's odd.
You know that's not what he does. He's like a choice finisher.
Yeah.
He's just there.
Well,
He'll just finish for you. In front of goal.
I think that would be a decent swap for Chelsea because I've got a lot of time for Morata. He's had a great. I mean, he's been great in everything. He'll go on and be great, but it just hasn't happened for him at Chelsea. And it might be a lot of the time you got. I think
you pull the plug.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the time people do. They don't factor in the fact that off the field stuff, settling into life.
Yeah.
Anyone thinks that
The
people just come over here and be fine, settle into the way of life.
Mm-hmm.
It could be lots of those reasons as well as on-field stuff where it hasn't.
And
happened
if it doesn't click, a footballer's career is just so finite. It's in that space. So if someone's not clicking, then okay, thank you, thanks for no thanks.
And he wouldn't be the first. He wouldn't be the first prolific striker to go to Chelsea, and it just not happened. Shevchenko, Torres, that's just.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't happen. And do you know what?
As well.
Falcao. So Higuain coming in, why not? It might freshen it up.
Right, do you know something which has got with Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah,
I don't know this.
Okay, with Hudson-Odoi, my point on this, it's been bothering me because I don't like how Chelsea are acting with this transfer.
Yeah,
it's bothering me because it's almost like they're saying to a young, very talented footballer, we want you to stay here, we just don't want to play you.
Yeah.
It's like...
What, and Chelsea have never done that before?
No, but this is the first... It's very, very clear that they're doing that. It's not like before, it was no one was interested in these young players as such, so Chelsea could keep them and other clubs can keep them. But with Hudson-Odoi, Bayern have basically said, we're willing to nearly break our transfer budget for him, and it's making Chelsea go, well, no, he's an important player for us.
Playing
don't want to play him,
or bring him on at the end of a game. Now you might get 20
it's
minutes.
It's very
as opposed to no
open
minutes.
This situation. It's very
honestly.
I don't like it.
This is a choice example of that Chelsea business model when it comes into absorbing young players. They're the first that kinds to change the actual game when it comes to getting those properties like Monopoly. Across Europe, everywhere.
It's true. They've done the same with Pulisic. They're bringing in Christian Pulisic, who, interestingly, having watched him this season and last season, he's not actually been that good this season.
Yeah.
He's not been that good at all. He's not been anywhere near as important to Dortmund as Jadon Sancho has. Jadon Sancho's been far the most important player for Dortmund.
It's proper savvy business work, that is.
Pulisic is coming in and immediately going back out on loan. And it looks as though they just bought him because he was on a list and Liverpool were going to get him.
Yeah.
And Chelsea just went, no, that's good.
Hey,
He'd have been perfect for this Liverpool squad, don't
that's
you?
Business, right?
No, it's good. Do you think they'll keep Hazard this summer?
No.
I think they'll continue the season for sure.
Yeah,
this summer. I think they keep him until the summer.
Do you think he
should have been in
Real
Madrid last time. It's only because events have just kept him at Chelsea for this season.
Yeah.
And he's actually motivated to play.
Okay.
So why not?
Two more things about this with Czech.
Yep.
Czech.
36.
Give a shout out.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Be nice if he played, but you probably won't believe it.
It wouldn't, because I'd prefer him to just go as he is.
In this game against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Come on, no, I know football isn't so
He should go out the right way. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not having him in the first team.
And he is only 36.
You were singing his praise at the start of the season
like,
as the leader and
he
the
is
captain.
absolutely doing it wrong.
There'll be an Arsenal fan in the room. I wouldn't play him. It's nice he's retiring.
The best part of the whole thing is there's foresight, because he's a very intelligent guy, very switched on. He actually worked with Arsene Wenger in the time he was there. He actually has looked ahead of where he wants to be, and so I can't do this forever. However, I want to bet in, and he wants to put everything into the coaching or behind the scenes work of Arsenal. That's a lovely thing.
He's a very seemingly. I've never met him, but he seems like a thoroughly nice chap. And,
absolutely. He's highly intelligent. He speaks several languages. He's phenomenal.
Ryan Mason was coming out this week as well, saying he'd helped him after his brain injury
that
he had. So.
He's absolutely huge. That's a hell of a career. He's won everything you could possibly do.
Can I get one more shout out before we move on?
Cess?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. What was your shout out?
Cesc Fabregas.
Yeah.
Not the people on Twitter who I assumed I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
The way that they acted.
Black and white photos was like, what's going on?
Cess
Come on.
Legend, Cess. Legend. He's only moving to France. He's not.
Do not
to a pretty famous team. He's not going to
after Monaco, I'm pretty sure that like AC Milan are probably just snapping him up for a last goal.
Cesc Fabregas.
He's not going anywhere.
Genuinely wouldn't. He's got a 3-year contract at Monaco. If he stays there the entire time, him showing up.
Because what is he? 32.
He's 33, I believe. I think.
Yeah. Young 33.
Yeah.
Maybe he might be 31. I don't know.
I think he's 31 because he's just been with us our entire
say early 30s then.
Since he was 16.
It wouldn't surprise me. Do you know what else I don't think? David Beckham opens FC Miami shortly. I can imagine Cess having. I fancy him at the end of my career. He'll join Cristiano Ronaldo, who inevitably will be their first.
All right, someone summarise this little section.
Arsenal are playing Chelsea on the weekend, and they're both a bit rubbish at the minute.
Yeah.
Huddersfield, Man City.
Yeah.
First game for Huddersfield without Mr. Wagner.
Oh,
the X Factor guy.
Will there be the bingo? The bingo of as soon as a manager leaves, it's either going to go.
What that is? Do you know what that sound is?
What's that?
That's the sound
Shackles.
of a new manager bounce that Huddersfield are hoping for. But will they get it?
Well,
That's the sound of shackles off.
Well, they've got a pretty tough game to get that.
it's a very tough.
It's a tough game.
It's a write-off. Let's face it.
And it was a
absolute write-off.
Do you know what I think?
I think Man City could. It'll be like that Simpsons meme of "Stop it, he's already dead."
I think there we are. That's how
it's gonna be. Yeah, that's it. It's just gonna be
before before it.
Huddersfield, all of them, just the players just lying on the floor.
Do you know what though?
No
Huddersfield, they haven't got that a bad squad when you look at it and you see the potential in those players. It just hasn't worked out. But the other thing is, Huddersfield always performed above and beyond what they should have actually been. So there should be a lot more credit.
The fact that they're in the Premier League means that they've overachieved.
Yeah,
so
Cardiff though. Look at that. It just ended in a outrageous. Cardiff didn't have a shot on target when they played Huddersfield.
Yeah, I mean, I think
it's just where'd you go?
I know, but I think Huddersfield Wagner's done an amazing job. They've overachieved for a while, and I think people have understood the fact that he's done an amazing job. It was interesting to
tell me the quote from the press conference. I'm the press. You're Dean Boyle.
Right, the worst.
Walk me through what
the worst bit that I found.
Mitch's just doing this.
Am I doing the Dean?
Hi Dean.
I'm
the press.
Okay.
Hi Dean. As
I have said previously, I had no intention of sacking David this season. Subsequently, David, being the great man he is, came to us and made it clear that he needs a break from the rigours of football management.
That's killer. That line.
That's uncanny.
That is killer. Break from the rigours of football management. He's just gone to him and just said, "Look, I need a break. I can't keep doing this."
It's rigorous.
And he goes on to say, "We discussed making that change immediately, but he also made it clear he would give his all for the rest of the season before departing in the summer if we preferred. We all felt that David staying at the club until the end of the season was best, but we've kept discussions open, and we all now feel that the time is right to part ways." Yeah. And finally, because that's me.
I know you or David.
That was me,
right.
But now I'm back to David. I know the term
Dean.
Mutual consent is often a byword for the manager being sacked in professional football, but this is truly a joint decision. David has a real, genuine love for this club, and, like me, his foremost concern in our talks has been to establish what is the best for Huddersfield Town. And do you know what? I think that is probably one of the best statements by a chairman.
It's
a long time. It's honest, it's real, it's raw, and I read that and my heart actually went. Do you know what? I can feel this is genuinely a sad time for the chairman. They
don't want to do it.
Doesn't want to, but I think it is. I believe him. It's a mutual consent.
Some things,
and I think it just he won't have any trouble getting another job. Depends. Sounds like he might want to break from football.
I reckon he's going to do a Guardiola and a Klopp here, and he'll go away for a few.
Chill for a bit.
There's already rumours, obviously, that Klopp has said wants to take him on at Liverpool's coaching setup while he has a break from being a manager.
A little bit similar as well.
Bring him in. Well, they're very, very good friends. They're very good friends, and they're very close.
Good.
So he said there.
We'll find out.
We'll find out soon. But yeah, apparently he's taking him in almost the same way. We just jumped in slightly ahead just because on that point of him, the rumours him going to Liverpool. Have you heard Karanka, the rumours about Karanka?
Yeah, he quit to go Real Madrid, right?
Well, yeah, that's the last time.
As Jose number 2.
It's Jose's
That's
number
Jose's
2.
number 2, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
But they've worked together, it's
just
good friends worked together for. So.
Just interesting.
Trustworthy, I know.
Yeah.
But we'll see on that one.
Right.
So,
City,
City trying to get back into the. Well, I say back into it, they're not out of it. What am I on about? Mitchell, think about what you're saying.
Your Pep Guardiola.
Aguero.
Did you see that?
Yeah, City right there.
Different opinions.
Yeah,
different strikers.
He says Jesus and I said Aguero.
Okay.
Strikers.
It's probably something to do with fantasy though, right?
No, I'd start Aguero.
I just think Jesus he's on form.
Who would you choose in a team then? In a fantasy football team.
Oh, don't get me started on this.
Are you on about
I've got
those two?
Harry Kane
two.
Out of those two,
Because
I'd
Harry Kane
start
is no
Aguero.
more now.
Okay,
he's
I'd
almost
start. I
Aguero,
fancy football
probably.
Aguero.
Yeah,
Okay.
Aguero.
Because it's the running now of not there's some easy games, but they're just less brutal games.
Yeah.
Can
Can I
easy points in it?
Can I?
Yeah. Can I stop you?
Can I give a prediction?
Go on.
Based on Harry Kane and the injury, and us even pointing out the stats of his ankle and the performances and things like that,
And the squad.
the squad is threadbare.
Threadbare.
I'm going to make a prediction about Liverpool. I watched the Liverpool game against Brighton, and Mo Salah went in for a challenge. Was challenging for the ball, just normal. The ball would come in, and he shoulder to shoulder with the defender, like that, and Mo Salah pulls out of it. He pulls out of it.
You Mo Salah.
Like that.
Yeah.
You both Mo Salah it.
You're Egyptian, so
Yeah. He
Both got beards.
yeah.
I think he's injured. I think that shoulder's playing more, and I think they're overplaying him, and I think that he might be due an injury soon. He just looked like a man.
That sounds threatening as well.
Are you threatening?
No, I just think
Because we've got that
this
on
is where
camera.
City are going to win the title. Mo Salah's going to get injured, Liverpool's wheels will come off, and City will win the league title.
Really? That's what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I've said it now. Can someone summarise up this section of the podcast?
Oh, can I just, before we summarise, I just want to have a little Cardiff City thing, because we are living in Cardiff City, and I think not in itself.
We're living in Cardiff.
We're living in Cardiff, yeah, all around the surrounding areas of Cardiff, but we
Yeah,
never
go on.
actually go into detail of Cardiff right now.
Go on.
I just want to mention not a shout out to Bill Warnock, don't get me right, I don't want to associate this podcast with something along those lines, in no means.
I
I do
never
that.
get a shout out for
So
Bill
I'm not
Warnock.
disassociating myself with Cardiff City. We're still there, but we just
So you're associated, but also
difference
disassociated.
of opinion.
Just
But
put it away from
I
me.
just want to say that they need a striker, because we'll go into the nitty-gritty of it later on.
Yeah.
But a 0-0 against Huddersfield, would you consider that a good result?
No, it's an absolute waste.
And there wasn't a shot
They
on
need to do
target
better.
at all.
They're the games they need to be winning.
and
when Cardiff
now-
City get relegated, they will look back on that game and go, "Oh, we should have won that."
And recently, about 3 hours ago, Nantes, they put a tweet out sending a picture of Salah's shirt name as well.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. To say, you won't get none of this.
Watch this space.
Was it?
But in the words
Get a
of
striker.
Can I summarise?
Mitch,
Mitch,
summarise
summarise.
the section.
Mark Hudson, caretaker manager of Huddersfield Town. Run for your life. You're in trouble.
Get out!
All we can do is play the audio over a clip of Neil Warnock's face going.
Oh, what was I going to do? Neil Warnock's face on Theresa May's body. Do that? Is that too politically charged?
No,
No,
that's
for the
alright.
establishment.
no, definitely do that.
that's alright. That's allowed.
That's all right. That's a laugh, isn't it? It's a laugh. Or scarier still, Theresa May's face on Neil Warnock's body. What would you prefer?
Even scarier, Theresa May with Neil Warnock's eyebrows.
Wow, there's none.
Yeah.
There's no eyebrows.
They're sort of like a tip, aren't they?
Okay,
Very-
so if you had to,
Hang on,
if you
like
had
a
to,
Nike tip.
if you had to get off with
Hang on.
someone, would it be Theresa May's face
Hang
on
on.
Neil Warnock's body? Or Neil Warnock?
Good. 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 Good.
United.
Manchester.
How giddy you are.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. I loved it even more when you were depressed about Man United. I've got lots of things on this. One of them, the sheer enjoyment and how ecstatic the whole backroom staff were, as well as Ollie, when it was a crazy 1-0 result, which they do crop up time to time. Like Man United should not have been anywhere near that game. I'm sorry, they
got
outplayed
for a lot of it by
so
Spurs.
that's my first thing. But how joyful Ole and the staff were exactly encapsulates how caught unaware they are, because they're like, oh god, this is going to be our first loss. That's cool, we have to do that. But then it's just like it's just another level. So
you know what? I did say, and I sent you. I think I put it on our WhatsApp group. I said I fancy United to do. Yeah, that was an hour before 2 hours before kickoff.
They just come up every now and again.
Just fancied it. I thought it was going to happen. You know,
it did happen.
And it did happen.
But what I loved watching, I sent it to our WhatsApp
group. See you happier.
I sent it to our WhatsApp group within 15 minutes of the game, 20 minutes, and I said, even if we lose this game, it's so enjoyable.
And that's why Ollie was so happy.
They're playing counter-attack.
It was a great finish. It was a great strong move.
It was amazing. The best thing about the goal was it wasn't Pogba's ball. It wasn't Rashford's finish. Watch the goal again and watch Rashford's movement. This is what I love about football. I love these things that happen. Is that watch when Lingard receives the ball, Rashford's on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Before Lingard received what he did, Lingard received the ball and he passed it on to Pogba, who then hit the ball over that Rashford ran onto. Watch the goal again. Before Lingard receives the ball, Rashford's already off. He literally takes off because he sees where everyone is and knows 2 moves ahead. Lingard's going to take it on. He's going to pass it to Pogba, and Pogba's going to want me there. Yeah. Hitting a long ball into
the
it was a great. It was an amazing ball, but it was the way that Rashford immediately knew
where to go.
Before Pogba even had the ball, Rashford went, he's going to pass it to me and I better get there.
And that was, and it was a prime example.
Footballing brain that is on display. It was my favourite part of the game.
And I think it was a really good example of United, because of the fact that they were willing to, say, okay, come at us and we're going to hit you on the counter. It was a great counter to the press of Tottenham. So Tottenham were trying to press United. United were moving the ball much quicker than they have been all season. Yeah. Not just laterally as well. Catching on the counter, Martial was getting a lot of ball, but it just meant that if you're going to come out and press us, and this is something I think we're seeing a lot more with people dealing with the high press, if you're going to come out and press us, we'll hit you on the counter. And they'll give you something else to think about, rather than us just worrying about getting the ball clear. And then by the end, it became a bit of a scramble, getting it clear. But what we saw from United this time was a lot more backbone and fight. You had people like, Herrera was going in, scrambling it away. Yeah. The defence, much maligned all season, blocking, Lindelof getting blocks in. It was good to see.
We picked up glasses, right? Man United should have been smashed that game.
Yeah, no, they should have.
Spurs have finished better.
However, they should have. However, that's not. The next point as a Man United fan, that's not what's exciting. As I've said, for the entirety of this podcast's history, I've said I have no problem with Man United losing football matches as long as I enjoy the game of football. And I've seen us win games since when Jose was in charge. And actually come away from it and go, well, yeah, we won, but I wasn't excited by that. But then I've seen us lose games which we should have won and been like, oh, it's really...
And there was a good... it was one of the local Manchester reporters who watches Manchester a lot after the Newcastle game, made a really good point on Twitter, and I can't remember the judge's name, but he said that this is exactly the sort of game, this is after the Newcastle game, that United have been losing for the last 12 months because they're not going for it. They're going there not to get beaten.
They're trying not to get
beaten. And they get stung. Yeah. They're playing no worse or better necessarily than they have done in some of the games overall. But what they're doing is they're trying to win the game. Yeah. And because they're trying to do it, they're nicking these 1-0s now as opposed to going on the other end of them. And
what's good as well is it's no different.
Top of the iceberg,
it's no different, than seeing Solskjaer come in and be successful and play the style of football that, as Man United fans, we want to see play. He's basically got them playing the way that Alex Ferguson had them, in that quick counter.
Again,
that's
the jump in the gun.
No,
here.
my point
really
is,
like honestly, this is the first bigger team, which like Spurs have their issues.
No, you're missing the point of what I'm making. You're missing the point because I'm not saying
it's not.
It's not. It's the style of play. It's no different to when any other club. It's no different to how Arsenal reacted when Thierry Henry came back as a player for a meaningless loan and scored against Leeds. It's no different. That's what happened. But that's true. It's no different to when, if John Terry comes back to Chelsea, it will inevitably happen. Yeah, we've seen it kind of. It's no different to Martin O'Neill coming back to Nottingham Forest. No, what I'm saying, it's nothing to do with him being a success. Personally, I think that he should, at the end of the season, we should all say thank you very much, and we should bring in Ancelotti. That's what I think.
Who doesn't like Ancelotti?
Yeah, that's what I think we should do. Try and tender from Napoli and say bring Koulibaly with you. That's what I think we should do. But I haven't enjoyed watching my club play football for 4 years. So to enjoy watching them play again is joyous. And that's what I like about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
So as it goes, right, here's the chart of Man United. Yeah,
Yes.
This time.
Yeah.
This enjoyment, yeah. Now we've just come from down here. Now it's at the top here.
Yeah.
So just enjoy that. Just be present in the moment. Because obviously there's going to be a time when stuff's going downhill.
Yeah, it's
just the ebb and flow. But just enjoy being up here in these 6 games of yours, because it doesn't take long for people to lose all stability and lose themselves.
The only way that this can be the
so if it was 4-0 against Spurs,
yeah,
the team played so if De Gea didn't have the game that he had, and it was 4-0.
Interesting a minute with De Gea, actually. Interesting.
I've got loads to say about De Gea. What would have happened in that alternate where that should have happened? Do we also agree that probably if on another day it could have done that?
Look, the narrative,
the goal disallowed and whatever else.
The narrative that is being sold wouldn't be the same. The narrative would be sold now is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the false dawn, because the first time he came up against a big opponent, he lost. But it's not. It's, oh my God, he won 6 games.
But I also, as well, going back to what I was saying, I saw tactically.
Feel-good factor in football means a lot.
Yeah, and they played a style that the fans are enjoying to watch. Plus, like I said, tactically, he looked like he'd said, right, if you're going to press us, we'll counter you. So, they may have lost 2-1, but I think it showed a bit of astute tactical awareness from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where you wouldn't necessarily just say, oh yeah, they lost, we expected them to lose, it's the first test they've had and they've lost. But there would still be, I think, positives to take from it anyway.
Yeah.
And they won it.
They're
going to win another.
De Gea, the saviour and Lord.
Yeah. It's just class, isn't
he? He had a great game, it all worked out for him.
It did.
Someone summarise this.
Okay.
Renaissance of Man United.
Nice.
Ole going to get you.
And then Neil Warnock.
Big vote this week, but I'll tell you one man would be voted.
Just the B word. B.
Yeah.
But what's the first thing that comes to mind? But.
Vote.
Like an exit.
Bart Simpson, because he mentioned it in it.
Bowie.
Simpsons?
But no Bowie.
Bonanza. Bielsa.
Bielsa, that's a good one. What about
Bob's your uncle?
That's amazing, isn't it? What Britain and exit?
Brexit.
Oh, bring them together. That's what happens.
Do you know what you should never bring together? The subject for Brexit and Neil Warnock.
Probably not.
They're going to make a worse combination than cheese and salt.
So
no one puts them together.
If you were on press, show me the face. So I'm Neil Warnock. I'm saying
you're Neil Warnock. Yeah.
I'm Neil Warnock.
I say Mitchell Gadd from the County Gazette Press.
No, you're working for you're working for Cardiff City. You're in the press offices.
Oh, okay.
And I've just said I think Brexit's great, and I can't wait for it.
Neil, stick to the key messages.
I can't. I can't.
Do you know what I would say? Do you know the first thing I would say? I'd go, when you're saying, and I quote, "To hell with the rest of the world," like Neil Warnock did. If I'm Cardiff City, I'd say, "You sat there with a shirt that says Visit Malaysia on it." Yeah.
Neil, just just tell them about the game. Just have to go into that.
I can't wait to.
They were asking you about transfers.
Is all British team next week?
The report was just like, what? Even football, even transfers? Yep, absolutely. Even, yeah, better. Make it all better.
Yeah.
But I just got to say how well Cardiff City actually handled that. Big up to
Cardiff City did really well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it'll work in their favour. It'll work
that.
massively in their favour when Neil Warnock leaves them at the end of the season, regardless of if it's there or not.
Well, I don't think this is sort of
swayed
my vote a little bit.
I think this is his last club, and I think he'll leave this summer. I really do. Right, should we?
There we are.
Can someone give me a summary of this section?
Okay, so Cardiff City fighting Brexit.
Sunderland Till We Die.
Stats bomb yet, have we?
No, don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
We can't fit everything.
Can't fit anything.
Don't even bother.
Got time for a championship corners.
Do you prefer hang on or bear with me? Is it too descriptive if someone says bear with me on the phone?
I sometimes like putting bear with me and in writing and then spelling bear wrong on purpose. So
yeah,
it's
like
bear. Like I walk in bare feet, but spell it B-E-A-R. And I always say that it's my bare feet, my slippers.
One more thing I want to mention. I want to mention Sunderland Till I Die. The latest and greatest Netflix documentary which shows a perfect, poignant insight to the world of football the likes fans never see. I enjoy this on a number of different levels. It's beautifully shot. There's a few things that grind my gears, crank my yank.
They're cranking each other.
It cranks my yank in equal measure to grind my gears. So the two together. It's wonderfully shot. It is wonderfully shot. The intro, the song, the music at the beginning does my head in every time it starts.
It's my favourite part.
Did you do your head in right from the beginning?
Yeah.
What did you think of it, honestly?
What, the intro?
Yeah.
Love it. Love the music, love the way it's like supposed to be like true. It looks like True Detective.
Right.
The intro scene.
Honestly, it's like Titanic.
Right.
I loved it.
They make it.
At the first episode
I thought it was Titanic.
I genuinely went, that's a great intro. The second time I watched it, I went, that intro's got to stop. It's literally.
Do you watch it?
I loved it. I think it was like the second or third one where like grabbing, I think the second one's taking a penalty. They stop it and then they play the intro. I loved it. I thought it was class.
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
It's fantastic because it's like a QPR documentary. It's like we get a pure insight to both sides of it, and it's just there on film of how interactions happen. You forget the human nature of the actual players themselves, how far removed they are from actual reality, how much money goes into the game, how much they actually get paid, the impact of the community, as well as the impact of where passion meets business. I think it's a really insightful documentary on a number of different levels.
Right, let's not forget, this is not the first successful documentary and great Sunderland documentary that there is in existence, because you have the exceptional Premiership passions back in the day with Peter Reid in charge. And the way I described it to someone I know who hasn't watched it, he went, "Oh, how would you?" I was like, "Do you remember Premiership passions?" And he was like, he sort of looked, he was like, "Not really," and I explained it to him, and he was like, he sort of remembered Peter Reid shouting in the dressing room. So I was like, watch it on YouTube, Premiership Passions, it's all on there. Watch the 6 episodes, and that's a football club that didn't know what would happen when they invited a film crew in behind the scenes.
They had no idea how it
and I was like, imagine that.
Completely
It's
unaware.
the complete opposite, this new one. They brought them in, and then you do stuff like you bring in a new striker on transfer deadline day, and as chief executive, you slam the door of your office in his face because you've just been told Jack Rodwell's decided to stay at the club. Yeah. Imagine being that young striker who's like, what's going on?
He was right there.
Chris Coleman, who refused to be in it when he came in originally. He went, "No, I'm not being filmed." And they went, "You kind of have to. It's contractual. They're filming the season. I don't want to be in it." But you're the manager, Chris. You have to be in it. That should be noted. You know, when people look back on that season for Sunderland, it should be noted what Kit Simonson and Chris Coleman were put under a massive amount of pressure. It shows you why you can't just go, that manager's rubbish, he should be sacked.
I think that's the one thing you take with it. There's so much constraints and things you have to take on board.
It's one of the reasons why I enjoyed watching it on numerous different sides. Those little intricacies, those little moments, like you said, like the Lewis Graban thing. With, he had a massive issue. I got an issue with his beard on that. I don't know why. I'm sure it's lovely, but off the back of him being pulled 65 minutes, and he was just nonchalant, like, come into play. It's like you're playing. Like he's the most transferred, loaned out striker that has ever had, and like he's a good striker. But if you get subbed on like 65, and you think that's it. But the other aspect of it is that he needed an arm round in the same way Johnny needed an arm round, which I love that about Johnny. He's so like heartfelt and open and authentic, and that's really so refreshing to see. And it's just one of those things. He like bed what he said. So I like it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Let us know what you think. But I enjoyed the actual documentary.
But can I just say, it's not the best football documentary ever. Big Ron Manager, best documentary.
That was more of a show, though.
4-year plan. Right,
4-year plan or this.
4-year plan.
I think we need a summary.
And Too Good to Go Down, the recent one on BT was very
4-year plan's good, but...
have you seen Too Good to Go Down on BT Sport? The season Man United got relegated?
I haven't seen that, no.
That's very good. Right.
Anyway.
Summary.
Away, man.
You can't not put Big Ron Manager as the best football documentary ever. You can't.
What's the documentary?